Hello and a very good day everyone. So today we will learn on how we can actually prepare a variance analysis report, and not only a variance analysis report, but we also can actually understand about budget, full year utilization, and also the year-end utilization. If we look carefully over here in this particular data, we do have the dates column, we have cost center, we have department, we have cost element, we have expenses, we have categories, we have budget allocated in year to date, that means from January to February, budget for the full year, and the actual amount incurred year to date. So what I want to do is, I want to show the report to my manager, and I want to show that which department overspent, underspent, and which department have almost utilized the budget, and so on. So let's get started. So first I'm going to create a new worksheet, and in this new worksheet what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Power Query to import the data. Click data, get data from file, and then from Excel workbook. So once I click from Excel workbook, you will notice a box will appear. So you need to know where you save your file. Apparently I save under the documents under the file name 5th March. I'm going to press import. So once I press import, you will be noticed that another box will appear, and in this case what you need to do is you need to choose the particular worksheet. So the name of this worksheet is FP&A, Financial Planning and Analysis, and what I need to do is I will just try to click on transform data because I need to do some cleaning basically. So in this data over here, when I click transform data, it will go to Power Query Editor. So apparently these rows, row 1 until row 4, I want to remove. So what I can do is under the remove rows, I can either choose remove top row or remove blank row. But for remove blank row, you must ensure that the entire row is blank. So I'll just click remove top row, and I'll just remove the first 4 top rows. Then I'll just use first row as header, so that the first row promoted as a header. So in this case, you'll see you have date, cost center, department, cost element, and until we do have the budget allocated, budget full year, actual amount. Column 10 and column 11 not necessary, so I'm going to delete this. And then what I do is I go to home, I don't click close and load. Apparently I click close and load to. So when I press close and load to, what happen is you will notice a box will appear. I'll just choose pivot table. If you are using Microsoft 2016, you will only have table and only create connection. But if you're using Microsoft 2019 onwards, you will have all the options. So I'm going to click pivot table, I'm going to press OK. And then what happen is it will load the data as a pivot table format. So Power Query will extract the data, transform the data, and load the data. Now what I want to do is basically I'll just tick the department, and then I'll just tick the actual amount incurred, I'll just tick the budget allocated, and I'll tick the budget full year. So now my manager wants to know whether it's underspent or it's overspent. But before that, I would just want to enhance my cosmetic. So I'm going to press here, right click, and then I'll go to number format. What I'll do is I'll just choose here number, and then put 1000 separator, and then remove the decimal places. I'm going to do the same thing as well for budget allocated. Right click, number format, and then I'll choose as number, and then no decimal places, and then it has 1000 separator. So the same thing as well for full year. Right click, and then number format, and then go for number, 1000 separator, and then 0. Okay, so since we have already amended the cosmetic, the formatting, now under pivot table analyze, I'm going to choose field item set, and over here I'll choose calculate field. So once I calculate field, the box will appear. I'll just write here variance, and then what I'm going to put is basically variance is the difference between budget allocated minus actual amount incurred, and then press OK. And then just like that, you just press OK. What happen is you will notice it will calculate the difference between the actual and also the budget. And when I right click and just say I want to sort from the largest to smallest, so we'll notice that apparently certain departments, it is actually underspent. Underspent meaning the budget is higher than the actual. But certain department like IT department, chairman office, legal department, we notice that the budget has been exceeded. So what we can understand is, yeah, this one is underspent, this is overspent for year to date. But then you want to know, okay, since it is overspent, underspent, you want to get a clarity whether the budget is, there's enough budget for the upcoming years and so on. So what I'll do is, I'll just go to pivot table analyze, fill item set, calculate fill. So here I'll analyze as budget full year utilization. Budget full year utilization means we want to know how much budget has been utilized. So in this case, I'll just remove the 0 and then I'll just select this actual amount and then divide it with your budget for the full year, because we want to know how much has been utilized. I click this, I press add and I press OK. Here you will see the form is in the form of 0. Right click, number format, choose percentage, and then you press enter. Of course, right now you see there's no decimal places, so right click, number format again, and I'll just choose 2 decimal places. So apparently what we understand is about 50% of the budget full year has been utilized. So now you know, okay, this is underspent, but it already incurred about 15% of the budget. So right now we need to have a question. The question is, will it fully utilize or underutilize or overutilize until the year end? So what I'll do is, since if you notice carefully, let me just copy this and paste onwards. Okay, so what I'm trying to show is basically what month right now. Basically, when you look at this particular raw data, we are actually on the month of February. So February is basically, if we just say the company starts the financial year from January up to December, so February is the second month. So now you need to know for the year end utilization, assuming that this company, they actually spend the same amount every month, so what is the potential year end utilization? So what I'm going to do is, I'll just go to pivot table analyze, fill item set, calculate fill, and then over here I'll just write year end utilization. So year end utilization, what does it mean? Since it means whatever your budget full year utilization, you just insert fill over here, you divide it with the number of months. So here we notice that the data is as of February. February is the second month, and then you multiply with 1 year, we have about 12 months. So I put 12 months and then I press add and then I press OK. So now what happened is, we notice that, let me just freeze pane. Okay, so when I freeze pane, what you can actually see is, okay, so that means some of the departments is underspent, some of the department is overspent. And over here what we can understand is, okay, like this department all, they spend about 15% or 17% of the budget. But from here what we can understand is, apparently from this particular data, some of the departments, they are almost overspent, 94%, 96%, 99%. So almost they utilize the budget, fully utilize the budget. However, when we talk about IT department, chairman office, legal, so all this department, what we understand is, this department, it's budget burst. Budget burst means they overutilize the budget. That means assuming if they say every month they spend the same amount, then at the year end there will not be sufficient budget for the particular department. But of course this data is just information. We need to do some validation, some checking, because what if they say certain payments is made in January, but the payment, like some payments we don't do on monthly basis, we do on quarterly or maybe in yearly basis. So what if they say over the next few months the numbers will be reduced and so on. So as for now, based on this given data, we understand that certain departments, they fully utilize the budget, and some departments is basically overutilize the budget. So these are the figures that we can actually communicate to the top management, vice president, or to the cost controller.